Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayana Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambattvāmanusandadhāmi Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim. O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Arjuna. The ancient sage Vyasa included it in the Mahabharata. O showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism, O goddess contained in the 18 chapters, O my affectionate mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. And now, Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanura Mardanam Devakim Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. O son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight of Mother Devaki, O Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. Now we take up the second shlok of the second adhyaya, Sankhya Yoga. And this is the first shloka which is attributed to be uttered by Sri Krishna. Second shlok of the second chapter, Sankhya Yoga. Śhrī Bhagavān uvācha. Kutastvā kaśhmalamidaṁ viṣhame samupasthitam anārya-juṣhṭamaswargyam akīrti-karam Arjuna. Śrī Bhagavān uvācha. The Lord said, the blessed Lord said, the Almighty Krishna said. Now, in the first chapter, fine, we have seen what level Arjuna has got deluded, got dejected, become despondent, and he has just thrown away his bow and arrows and just slumped on the seat of a chariot. And then he told Krishna that maybe I will die. If my cousins, they want to kill me, I will die without resisting. Let them enjoy the throne of Hastinapur. I don't want it. And all this while Sri Krishna patiently had listened to all that nonsense talk of Arjuna, of what great calamity he will incur, they will incur. In fact, he had used the word vayam, we will be creating so much of a problem if we wage this war and kill everybody, all the enemies. There will be deaths from our side also. So Arjuna, having put the blame on both of them, the Guru and the disciple, Krishna and Partha himself, he has slept. And Krishna, very patiently, he has listened. He didn't say anything at that time when Arjuna had started, all this nonsensical talk. That there will be kutakshaya and the females of the family will get corrupt and all that. Krishna didn't say anything. He didn't stop him. He said, okay, you come out, whatever you have in your mind, you just bring it out. He was a patient listener. And now that he is with tearful eyes and all that Sanjay had narrated in the first verse, that Vishidantimidam Ashrupurna Lekshanam, eyes filled with tears and the grief and the pity and compassion for his Kaurava brothers. Arjuna is feeling now dejected and he sat down. Now this is the ultimate desperation, the ultimate stage of frustration anybody can get. And when the Lord sees that his disciple, his friend, he has now into a terrible shape, that is when the Lord enters. That is when the Lord starts talking. And Arjuna having got in such a hopeless state, that now Sri Krishna felt this is the time. Now he needs some he needs some nice, strong talk. That I must now make the spirits go high, rather than sitting like this and slumped in the seat in the chariot, having the bow and he's just slipped it. The bow has slipped from his hands. He has even discarded the arrows. Nothing doing. Now Sri Krishna says, and Sri Krishna's words are so very powerful here. You see, first reference of Sri Krishna talking to Arjuna was in the first chapter, in that 25th Shloka, when after Arjuna said, take my chariot in between the two armies, let me see who all are there. And then Krishna, having taken the chariot in between the two armies, and then he has told Arjuna, but that was just a mention of Krishna's words by Sanjay to Dhritarashtra, when he had said, uvācha artha-paśyetān, in the second part of the 25th verse, uvācha partha-paśyetān samavetān kuruniti. Then that was the first utterance of Sri Krishna, but it was not attributed to Krishna himself. It was narrated by Sanjay to Dhritarashtra that having placed the chariot in between the two armies facing Bhishma and Drona, then Sri Krishna had told Arjuna that now uvācha partha paśyetān sam avaitān kuruniti. Now Partha, Arjuna, take a look. Behold all the Kauravas who are gathered together, and implying, just you want to study them, scan all the Kauravas with whom you are going to fight. And after that, when Arjuna saw all the Kauravas, we have seen what a terrible state he entered. And now Sri Krishna himself, he speaks up. He speaks up loud and clear, no nonsensical terms. Very strong words. Kutastvā kaśhmalamidaṁ viṣhame samupasthitam. Kutaha, whence? Va, upon thee. Kaśhmalam, dejection. Idam, this. Viṣhame, perilous strait. Samupasthitam, it has come. From whence this state of dejection? From whence this state of perilous strait has come upon you? Krishna is very unhappy. He is very angry. But although he is angry, he is not that upset. He knows his child is in a dire strait. And therefore, using these strong words, he said, from whereupon this perilous state has come upon you? Anaryam. This is unworthy. Not like Aryans. Anārya-juṣhṭam is unworthy like Aryans. Unworthy to be called yourself as Arya, the strong man. Akīrti-karam. This is not going to give you any grace. This is disgraceful for a person, for a warrior of your stature, O Arjuna. This is disgraceful. Look at the strong words. It is not Krishna is cajoling him. Oh, come on, Arjuna, come out of it. So what? They are your enemies. So what if they are your cousins, they are your brothers? Pitama Bhishma is there. It is not a sweet talk, no. Krishna says in this second verse, whence this has this unmanly, heaven barring, and shameful dejection come upon you at this juncture, O Arjuna. All the all the signs that Arjuna has shown up till now, till the end of the first adhyaya, they were all uh, uh, mounting towards his unmanly nature. And Sri Krishna says this kind of attitude, if you have, you will never find a place in heaven. There will be no peace in the hereafter also for you. So, what is this attitude that you have got into at this juncture? This is the time when you should be waging war with them. And you have sat like this. So, Krishna has not accepted this condition of Arjuna at all. And Swami Chidbhavananda ji says in his commentary that the term Arya, like he has said, it is anārya. This doesn't, this kind of signs, they don't surmount to be Arya-like. They are unlike Aryans. But Swami Chidbhavananda ji mentions here regarding the use of the term Arya, that the term Arya in our sacred books does not refer to any race or stock. Not that Aryas came from the long distance and then they entered India and all that. Not that Arya race as such, but it only refers to a highly evolved and cultured man. It is not between Arya of the Aryans and Dravidians. No. Arya is a cultured and highly evolved and just and righteous man. It connotes much more than referring to somebody as a perfect gentleman. An Aryan is one who scrupulously adheres to dharma, righteousness. That is what Arya is meant here in this shloka. And Sri Krishna says, this is the way you are behaving. Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna, the way you are behaving, it is very much unlike the Aryan, the strong, a mighty warrior-like symptoms, the signs, and a highly cultured, evolved individual. No, this is not. These are not the signs that you are showing. These are not the signs of a highly evolved and cultured and intelligent individual. No. The function of the Vedanta philosophy is to induce man to become Aryan in all respects. That is the teaching of the Vedas. You have to be Aryan. Aryan in the sense you have to be just, you have to be righteous, you have to be strong. Arjuna, in whom manliness was writ large all along. Till this point of time, Arjuna was considered to be he had all the signs, he had all the symptoms of a real manly nature, a real warrior, that kind of strong personality. And we have seen, and in that strong, with that strong mind only, Arjuna had told Sri Krishna to place the chariot in between the two armies. That was the confidence. That was in fact even the arrogance with which he had requested his friend philosopher and guide Krishna to place their chariot in between the two armies, because he wanted to just have a look at those evil-minded people who are so keen to wage this war. Till that time, yes, Arjuna was Arjuna. And then suddenly stopped the downfall, and that is why Krishna is now unhappy. He says, what you are doing is anaryam and akīrti-karam. It is disgraceful to you to behave like this. And this is not going to find you any place in the swarga. Swargyam. You won't find any place in the heavens. No. You will just go to hell if you start behaving like this. The Lord rouses him up from this setback. He is unhappy with Arjuna's unmanliness. Then there is neither this world nor the next, confused and dejected in mind. Like he said, Aswaryam, you won't find any entry in the heaven also with this attitude. It is only that confused and dejected minds, they are not welcome at heavenly place. Kirti or fame attains on one given to laudable life on earth. We remember great people, uh, in spite of, although they are not amongst us now. Hmm. They have fallen prey to the tide of time, and but still such noble personalities, such strong personalities, we still do remember them. Shivaji, Rana Pratap. Now these are on the warrior side. Now, during those times, there must have been some other people also which we haven't even heard of. But the kirti, the fame, the uh, significance of that name, Shivaji. Even today, we have such reverence for that. Now, if it is some ordinary person, we may not even think about him. We don't know who all were there during that time. During that time, during even earlier times. So all strong personalities only find their way across centuries. The names are still there. That is kirti, that is fame. But all the weaklings and ordinary people, we don't know who lived those times, those periods, what they did. They might have done something good also, something bad also. But as far as the history is concerned, they are all gone. They have all disappeared. Not even a mention of the name, unlike these great names. So, it is only the person who is strong, who is committed, who is just, and who has done something noble, which is going to carry that legacy for centuries together. Only such people find their names in the annals of history. And now, so Krishna is telling Arjuna, what you are doing. I mean, it is akīrti-karam. You won't find them. People won't even remember who is Arjuna. What great deeds he did. People won't even remember you. People, the future times will just wipe away the name of Arjuna, or ordinary people, or the confused and dejected souls. They don't find their names written in golden letters in the annals of history. For Arjuna, for a person who is shamefully incompetent for this world, the question of attainment of heaven also does not arise. He is no Aryan who fails to face the juncture, and he is unfit for the here and the hereafter. What is the use? So Krishna is taking Arjuna to task with his first utterance, and his second utterance in the third shloka is going to be even stronger. So that is how now Sri Krishna starts addressing Arjuna, talking to Arjuna, having heard all his nonsense patiently, and finally he opens up his mouth. From whence this unmanly nature you have got now at this juncture? This unmanly nature, this unmanly attitude is not going to find you place in the heavens. Forget about it. And also, it is not going to give you any fame. It is not going to give you any recognition in future. So, Krishna now starts talking, and we are going to get a lot of advice, lot of teachings in all the remaining chapters and the verses of the Bhagavad Gita, as told by Sri Krishna, the Jagat Guru. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur. Jai Swamiji.